Hi everyone, in this quick tutorial I'll be showing you how to create an advanced animated circle. So first want to make sure to have a folder, week 2 animated star or circle. Save this document into that folder right away. I already had one, so I'm going to just replace it. Now create a new composition. Name it animated circle. You can choose 1280 by 720 at 5-second duration. Everything else you can leave this as is. So now, without having anything selected, you're going to go to the top menu, choose your ellipse, hold the shift key and draw a circle. And again, this one I already have disabled the fill. So if you click on the fill, you can see that I have it as none. And here I have my stroke option available. If you want to change the color, you can click on the actual box and choose a different color, but I'm going to leave it as it is. And you can also click on the number and choose the number of the pixel. Now I'm going to save this, going to open up the option, going to open the stroke option because I don't have a fill. I'm going to click on the opacity at 100, go to a different place in time and maybe the 2 seconds and change this to 0. Now I'm going to come back here. So basically it's going to be the circle disappearing at the second. I'm going to open up, actually I'm going to be on the dashes, double click the plus sign, change the butt cap to round, put the actual dash number from 10 back to 0, and reduce or actually increase the gap. So maybe 20, maybe we can do 20, or maybe 22 actually, maybe, The higher the number, the more smooth the spacing will be. So I have it at 26. And you can have the offset to 0. So 0, 25 or 26. And I'll just have this set to this. You can also animate this if you wanted to, but right now I'm not going to animate them. Now I'm going to close this up, come back to transform your ellipse, click on my scale at 100, go to the second to the second time frame and choose 0. So you're going to have something like this. Now I'm going to also add a rotation. Click on rotation. The first number should always be 0. Go to the second keyframe, change the first number to, let's say, 1. So now you have like a little animation like this. So now we can also play around. Make sure you save your document. You can play around with some other options. So here I have my color at yellow, maybe for somewhere in the middle. I'm going to keyframe this. Actually, you want to make sure to actually click the yellow first if you want to change the color, and then go to a different time, click the keyframe again, and then now you want to change that color to whatever other color you want to have. So this would transition into that other color. Maybe click it, change it maybe to something like pink. So you can see that it also animates the color. So there's a couple of things we could do here also. Now that we've made this basic animation, I can click on my actual shape layer and click on the graph editor. Under these strokes, let's see here. So this, you would want to click on the specific wherever you have a keyframe. So you can actually, you know, just drag and manipulate these the transitions of these colors. So I just made it a little longer. I'm going to come back to Ulip's the scale that I selected. So that would be, oops, that would be this one. So if I click on the actual handles, you can see, let me see here. So now we have this nice animation here. So now I'm going to, what you want to do is highlight, click on my layer, keyframes, and then control click or right click on it and choose keyframe assistance, transform Ulip's option. Click and drag on my keyframes, and you can see these are like a diamond shape. You want to change that. I want to change that right click, so I'm going to actually choose keyframe assistant scale and choose easy ease, so the animation would play a little bit on the actual handlebars. And now we can actually use the graph editor make a little bit of an extreme, make certain changes, but right now we're going to leave this as is movement here. So I'm going to shorten the duration of this animation. Every time you have a keyframe, it has to be easy ease in order for you to be able to move those adjustments. Move this up here. So let's see here. Command D again. Move. Oops. Move that here. Maybe shift. Hold the shift and make this bigger. Hold the shift. Make this a little larger. And I can just spread this out. Maybe. So you could even overlap some of them if you wanted to. Let's see here. You can just have fun with the different durations, and maybe I'll just do Command D again. And Command D again. And just spread this out here. And you know, you can just have fun with how these are playing out. So another thing that you could do is actually maybe make this longer. And just move things around based on how you want the animation to play out. So another thing I'm going to show you is to select all of your layers. And from this option, you see this little circular option is the motion blur. That's usually using cameras. You want to highlight it and then highlight all these layers. So it's got to be done in 2 locations. And as you could see, when you play this around, it's basically the way that it animates, it blurs in and out. Actually, I'm not quite fond of this animation here. Let me just get rid of some of these layers. Just leave this. Yeah, I'm gonna actually open this up under the let's see, it's going to be under content, ellipse. So this transform is different than this transform. You want to make sure you're always on transform ellipse. And I'm going to just make some basic adjustments. So we have the scale at 100 here. I want the rotation to be start at the very beginning. So when I play this, as soon as I'm beginning my animation, I want it to rotate and scale up. So I'm moving these to the very, very beginning. And then I'm going to move these other keyframes to the very, very end. And let's see here, maybe I'll do the same with this. I'm also going to highlight these, control click, keyframe assistant, easy in, which I showed you already. Move this towards the very end of your animation. Move the color also to the very end of your animation. So now, and I'm going to bring these to the beginning. So you can drag these as as you're doing these adjustments. I can also, I'm going to highlight these keyframes again. Keyframe assistance, easy ease. Right click would give you that option. Now I'm going to go to maybe somewhere, I don't know. Here, I'm going to move the opacity a little bit. I want it to stay, visible, maybe just around here somewhere. I'm going to add additional keyframes and change the gap. You can either make it bigger or smaller, but I'm just going to animate the gap here. So it should be like that. And actually, another thing, so now that we have this animation, I think now if I duplicated it, it's going to look nicer. So Command D, you want to click on your layer and choose Command D, and you can move this to a different location, make it bigger or smaller. Same with this one. And now I think the animation looks more interesting. And you can make any type of adjustments that you wish. You can change the color of, if you want to have like each one, you just simply click on it, go back to stroke, and you change the color. Or you could open up the content tab, and once you click on it, it'll you want to make sure that you're on the right content tab. So each one, as you could see, if I click on stroke, it has like a different color. So this is how you can create an animation by using some of the stroke options we have in After Effects.